Hi guys, it's Loz, Subconscious Loz, and here on my account I help you unravel the shitty stuff in your brain, the hideous, unconscious, hidden thoughts that are causing your reality. Because you may not realize this, but manifestation is simply a process of your subconscious thought reflecting out and other people reflecting it back. And that's how you create the reality you see in front of you. So if you've created it, you can change it. In some of my videos, I take questions from my Facebook group, Subconscious Loz, and from the comments below. And I have a question today that's about the old story. Now, if you've ever watched any of my TikTok lives, I go live daily on TikTok, you might have heard me recommend TikTok Live 41. That particular number episode is about the old story. What do I mean by the old story? If you have a story about the breakup, if you have a story about your money, if you have a story about you that's been persisting, that's prevalent, that's dominant in your mind, that is what I call the old story. And to change the situation now, you need to get rid of that old story. You've got to change your self-concept and you've got to change the story that's attached to the thing you're trying to change. So if you guys are trying to change the old story at the moment, like the story of the breakup, the story of your finances, the story of your family, the story about not being able to get a job, etc., this is the video for you. The question is, why when I affirm self-concept, I have thoughts of old story popping up? What can I do? So this follower is very wise. They've been doing their self-concept affirmations, which is what I tell everyone to do, because all you're reflecting out is you, and that's what people reflect back. So changing your self-concept is all you really need to do to manifest. So if you want to change someone else, you change yourself. If you want to change a situation, you change your concept of yourself. So this person is doing their self-concept affirmations that I recommend, but the thoughts of the old story popping up. Now, I'm not sure if this is about a specific person, but I imagine it is, as most of the questions in my TikToks are about that. So if you're trying to affirm, say, for your self-concept, this is an example. So you might be saying things like, I am always chosen, I am loved, I'm in a beautiful, happy relationship, I have always been in beautiful relationships, I am special, I am a creature unlike any other. Whatever self-concept affirmations will help you to live in the end of, I am loved, I am special, I'm in a beautiful relationship, I am chosen. But then whilst doing that, you have these creeping thoughts about the breakup. Things he said, things you said, things that happened, tears, arguments, screaming, third parties. You might think of those things. Now, why does that happen? That's what she's asking. Why are those old thoughts coming up? You're trying really hard to change you. You're trying really hard to affirm. You're trying to live in the end of the new you and the new story, but the old story pops up. The way I recommend in live number 41 to get rid of the old story is to create a new story. It's very difficult to get rid of the old story when you're not giving your brain any new story to think. So the key to this is thinking up a new story, having only new story thoughts, and when the old story thoughts pop in, you jump in with the new story thoughts. So that could either be by affirming, visualizing, arguing with your mind. No, it's this now. He loves me. We're back together. It's beautiful. He's always loved me. Our relationship is perfect because I am chosen and I'm special and I'm this and I'm that and da 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 da. So when you have the old story thought pop in, and it might, you've got to fight it with the new story thoughts, the new story affirmations, the new story visualization, anything that's helping you think new story thoughts and visualizations and images. Another way you can get rid of the old story is to write it all down. And I do say, go and write that old story down and really write down everything that happened, everything you said, every nasty thing, everything he said, whatever happened, and then go burn the fucking thing. Ceremoniously burn it. And while you're burning it, say all your self-concept affirmations. Tell that smoking bucket of paper your new story. He loves me. We're so blissfully, happily married because I am chosen. I am special. I am this, I am that. Okay? Get rid of it. But some people make the mistake when they've watched that video, number 41, of just getting rid of the old story. And then they're like, well, why does the old story keep popping in my mind? You have to think the new story thoughts. Nature abhors a vacuum, guys. And what that means is if you take something away, stuff rushes into the vacuum of nothingness. All right? So if you take away the old story, your mind will be like, well, what are we going to think now? And if you don't give it new thoughts to think, the new story thoughts, it'll just think the old shitty ones it was thinking before. Okay, that's the first thing. Nature abhors a vacuum. So you've got to get rid of the old thoughts with thinking the new thoughts. Secondly, the reason why the old thoughts actually do pop up is because your mind is trying to protect you. Your subconscious is in a constant state of trying to keep you safe, whether it's emotionally safe, physically safe, mentally safe. It's trying its hardest, like you're in caveman times, to not let you get hurt. So if you start thinking new thoughts about your SP, but your mind subconsciously remembers all the shit that happened, it's going to keep reminding you because it doesn't want you to get hurt. So if you start saying, he's so wonderful to me, he's so loving, he's so kind, we're so blissfully happily together, it'll go, no, bitch, remember he said fuck off and die, and he cheated on you, and because it's trying to protect you from getting hurt again. That's why the old story constantly pops in, and you've just got to forgive your mind for doing that. Thank you, mind. I understand why you're doing this for me, and I know you're trying to keep me safe, but I don't need this anymore. Or you can go, fuck off, Karen, okay, and tell your mind off for trying to do that because it's shitting you and you don't need that old story anymore. Either be very, very nice to your mind or call it a name like Karen and tell it to fuck off with the old story. And then you think new story thoughts, new story thoughts. You allow all those new story thoughts to suck into the emptiness of no old story, that vacuum you've created, and think only new story thoughts. So during the day, if you have old story thoughts, think new story, new story, new story, new story. If you have old thoughts that are really bugging you, you tell your mind to fuck off, or you politely tell it you don't need it anymore. And then you affirm for your self-concept more and more and more and build yourself up, because the more you can build yourself up, the more you'll start to believe the new story. The more that will feel like it's true. And the major key to new story thoughts is, guys, the more you can live in your mind, the more you can live in the end in your mind that this has already happened, that this is true. I am now in the relationship I want to be in. He loves me now. We are together now. The more the old story thoughts will go away, because you're living in your end, you're living in the end in your mind day to day, and that old story will creep in and your mind will be like, no, we're blissfully happily married, aren't we? We're up here living together. It's beautiful. It's lovely. We're in a relationship. The more you can live in your mind, guys, and I say that a lot, and a lot of people think, what are you talking about? I just mean, stop looking at the 3D reality. Stop looking at the circumstances of you not actually being together in the 3D, and live in your mind more. The more the old story won't bother you, because you're up here having a blissful, wonderful, happy relationship with him. Okay? So that's the way to get rid of the old story. Go burn it. Think new story thoughts. Have a new story. You could even script the new story and read it every night, or say it out loud every night, or script a new version of that new story, like today we did this, like Dear Diary. There's lots of different ways you can think new story thoughts, script new story thoughts, visualize the new story. You could fall asleep every night in the wish fulfilled and wake up every morning in the wish fulfilled. And I have a few of these meditations coming out, and I do already have a morning meditation on YouTube for you to listen to, so you can live in the wish fulfilled in the new story every morning before you rise out of bed. So it puts you in the living in the end state of already being with your SP, or already being rich, or already being in the new house, or whatever it is your wish fulfillment is, okay? Whatever your wish fulfillment is. All right, guys? So live in the end. Banish the old thoughts with new story thoughts. Tell your mind to fuck off and die if it's giving you the old story thoughts, or thank it politely and tell it to go away, okay? You've got to keep on top of the new story, and really, more than anything, affirm for your self-concept of being chosen, wanted, loved, etc. Because the more you do that, the more you'll believe the new story. All right, guys? Thanks so much for watching. If you ever want your question answered, you can put the question in the comments below the video, or in the Facebook group Subconscious Laws in the Q&A forum. I also go live every Tuesday, YouTube Tuesday on YouTube, and every day on TikTok, and also Facebook Fridays in the Facebook group. Come and ask your questions there too. And make sure to subscribe for all the new videos every week. Okay guys, thanks for joining me. See you later.